Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lawyer Wells, and today is January the 15th, my first video of the year. I'm coming to you today to drop my first video to at least be official. To be official. I want to talk about three things that I set for myself as goals, personal goals for myself. The first one, the reason why it has taken me so long, and the reason why it takes many of us so long to get right, do right, live right, take care of yourself, do everything you possibly need to do. I'm not going to be on here very long, but anyway, nevertheless, I got sick back in 2000 and I want to say 23, the end of 23 or beginning of 24. I messed around, caught pneumonia, the flu, then I became septic. Ever since then, I had the surgery that impacted my voice where you can barely even hear me. I've been dealing with this for quite some time, and since that surgery, my health has deteriorated to the point where I can almost not even work, which is not funny to me. I'm always trying to work, but I think the best thing that is going for myself, that has continued to go for myself, is my education, working on my master's degree in business. I am trying to go into business for myself. Nevertheless, I want to talk to you about being dysfunctional, toxic, and being rejected. Okay? I wonder, do any of you know anything about that? I'm thankful for all three. So thankful for all three. Here's the way I'm gonna tell you why. Here's my why. Everything I attempted to do in reference to living right, spiritually now, not religified, but spiritually. There's always something lurking around the corner, and what I found out throughout the difficulty of being toxic and dysfunctional, grew up without my dad. He passed away, deceased I was at the age of, I believe I was 2.5, 3 years old. So I practically had to raise myself. I had to grow up pretty fast. Nevertheless, I've dealt with addiction, I've dealt with lust, I've dealt with lying, stealing, whatever the case may be, that got me to this point where now things have really gotten to the point where I need to expose myself. That's my why. So I'm serving notice on the adversary, the demonic energy that strategically has constantly bombarded me with poverty, lack, uncountable, dishonest, and I come to the revelation that everything must stop. Gotta stop. Okay? It's difficult for a black man, in spite of all the difficulties and the day-to-day disadvantages, is always something that trip us up. I've built a strategy to start out to win first thing in my mornings. I don't want no more toxic relationships. I don't want to be toxic. I don't even want to choose to settle for any and everybody just to avoid being lonely. Nevertheless, this thing has ran throughout my life and I am done. Do you hear me? I'm boots on the ground now. And who knows where I'm going from this day forward. But I can tell you this. I'm going to accomplish being successful. We're going to be successful. Okay? We got to be. Because I know generational wealth and generational curses. And if you're not working on yourself to be your best self, then you're going to be another statistic such as myself. 55 years old. And I have learned it takes whatever it takes because God has the final say. And with that, I pass. Thanks. I love y'all, guys. Take it easy.